Whoa, look how fast that came up, Mary Grace.
Yeah, well, see, we're on the home stretch. Good things are happening.
Happy Monday. It doesn't even feel like it, does it?
Uh-uh.
No, it doesn't.
No. And August.
Oh, I just said, and I don't know, you're like considered where you live as Midwest. So my question to you was, did you have a June that was warm? Because our June was cold here on the eastern
I'm
part
trying
of
to
America.
think. I think just rain, like a lot of rain. Yeah. I actually did see an article the other day that just all of the things that we're thinking. And it
Yeah,
said the US is getting where their summer is like a winter. Like where you almost can't go outside in the summer because it's too hot or too rainy.
right.
And I knew exactly what it meant. And when I read into it, I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been saying. Because Paul would laugh at me when I'd go, gosh, summer's almost like winter. And he'd be like, what do you mean? I'd just be like, it's like prohibits you from going
Well,
outside.
and I think that's the truth. I think that it does prohibit you, and then it's like you go stir crazy because you're not
Yeah.
going outside and doing stuff. I totally understand that. I know we definitely go right from cold to warm. There's no in between. There's no spring anymore.
Well, and that's always, a lot of people don't know this about St. Louis, that it is so hot and so cold. And that we really don't have a lot of in between. And it is a humidity factor. I sound like one of those old people. It's the
Yeah.
humidity, darn it.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
is. And my brother was just here from Atlanta, Georgia. And he said when they got off the plane, they walked outside and they go, nope, we're waiting inside. And you can just feel it. It is, again, sounding like when I am a senior citizen. But it's like a different heat. And it's like, just like
It is a different
such
heat. And
a,
your brother being in Georgia gets that because remember, my
oh,
sister lived in Georgia, and I'll tell you what, summers in Georgia are hot as Hades. I mean, that's just what
yeah,
it is.
but
They don't go
they're
out much.
not swampy hot like they are
Swampy hot
here.
like you guys are. Yeah, my one girlfriend calls it soupy. She said it feels soupy outside. And I agree with that. It feels soupy. Well, listen, there's people hopping on, so definitely say hello. I can see some names popping up. Let us know. I don't know who invited you here. How about
It
you write that?
amazes
And
me
then
sometimes when people continue to show up no matter what.
every week, just like we do every week.
Yeah,
And listen,
that's
let's
true.
give a quick shout out to our winner from last week, Kimberly Kemplin. She won jewelry. I know you probably popped that in the mail for her, but Melissa Ellerick invited her. So if I remember,
Yeah.
I try to pull those up so that we can say, congratulations
It
to
was
Kimberly.
fun too because whenever when you guys fill out the Google form, you get to put what kind of jewelry you like. So be as specific as you want to be.
As possible.
Because she said she loved butterflies. So it was fun because I hope
Oh.
she has it already and she's not here and missed what ruins the surprise. But so I got her the flutter necklace, which is silver and gold. It's all butterflies. But then I got her one of our new pair of earrings. Um, Naughty, which are silver and gold. So I think that'll
Right.
look really cute together. I hope she
Right.
enjoys that little set.
I'm sure she's gonna love it. And I'll tell you what, if she is a butterfly lover, don't we have a new necklace
Oh my gosh.
called
Yes,
Serafina?
Papillon. Yes,
Serafina.
Papillon.
Yeah, and that I mean, that has color out the you know what. It is
It's been
gorgeous.
so on trend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love, love, love.
I could
So
have used
yes,
a necklace like that. I walked in from playing miniature golf with my grandson and I'm like, oh, I don't even have a necklace on, but I have an arm party on.
all right, well, listen, I tagged everybody. I looked in the studio. We have all of our people in here. So we've gone 4
I'm
minutes. That's
amazed again.
excellent. Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it.
Every week, man. Every week I don't know what it is. It must be our magnetic personalities. That's what it is. So anyway, tonight on this wonderful Monday night, I have the absolute pleasure, the big pleasure of interviewing our executive company vice president of the Grace and Grit organization, Mary Grace Lewandowski. And I get to ask her 4 questions about what we do in direct sales. And what's cool about this is you were invited, and I can see a ton of names coming up right now. So I really appreciate that. You were invited here by someone who thought, you know what? I think he or she needs to hear this. Number one, maybe you're a jewelry lover, so you have a chance to win free jewelry, and all you have to do, your price of admission, is just listening to us for the next 20 minutes or so. Or number two, this might be the perfect side hustle for you right now. If you're looking for something to do extra for the summer and into the fall months, because Christmas is coming. Last week, a lot of people, Mary Grace, celebrated July 25th, which is a half a year until Christmas, right?
Oh
And
my
it's like
gosh.
Christmas in July. And I went, because I didn't want to think about that stuff, but
I'm
yeah,
not
so we're
celebrating
there.
that. I
So
celebrated
I'm not
15 years with Park Lane around that date. 15
yeah.
years with Park Lane Jewelry.
Fantastic. Well, happy anniversary and congratulations. And we'll jump right in then, since you said
Let's do
that.
it.
So you decided to join direct sales with Park Lane 15 years ago. And when you joined, I bet you had a lot of questions. So one of the first things I always like to ask you is, can you explain to these fine folks, what is direct sales and how does it differ from what we hear all the time now, which is MLM or multi-level marketing?
So it's funny you should say that I had a lot of questions when I joined Park Lane, which I did, but not as many questions as I had when I started direct sales totally, which was 27 years ago.
Yeah.
I kind of fell into direct sales because I was at a party, at a candle party, and they said, "Would you like information about our job?" And I wasn't really specifically looking for another job, but of course, I'm always open to opportunities. I want to at least hear about it. So,
Yeah.
congratulations to all of those of you that are here. Um, and I'm really glad they didn't say that it was direct sales at the time, because I fear at that age and at that time in my life, I probably would have been one of those people that thought, oh no, is that one of those pyramid schemes? Is that one of those weird things? And no, direct sales simply means direct to consumer. People
Right.
will say pyramid scheme or whatever. Like, to this day, I'm not really quite sure how they work, but I do know they're illegal. Yes.
Yeah.
And I do know that if direct sales is a pyramid scheme, then so is every major corporation. Because everybody has, like I'm an executive company vice president, and somebody starts, on our team, and they start as a fashion director. And it's like, well, of course, that's the way it's going to work. And I just think the longer that I'm in direct sales, the more sense it makes to me. Because if I'm doing a good job and I'm doing a great job training people, what better way to pay me than to pay me a percentage of what they sell? So if they're doing a good job, if I'm doing a good job with them, they're doing a good job, and everybody wins. They're certainly not taking money away from someone else in order to pay those who are helping them. So anyway, direct sales does mean direct to consumer. Multi-level marketing is just exactly that. There are multi levels, and people have to pay attention to who's selling what and what level in their lineage. And their major, what they are most interested in multi-level marketing, is recruiting. Yes, it is definitely associated with a product, but it's usually a product where you have repeat customers that
Right.
their credit card is hit every single month. And then, you're really trying to turn customers into consultants, is
Yeah.
really what you're doing. Here at Park Lane, we're a party plan. We're direct sales. We're a party-based business. We don't have to do parties, but when we do, there is a plan that takes care of our hostess or the individual who invited or introduced us to other people. So it works just beautifully. And I do just want to say, direct sales is like running your own business with none of the risk and none of the overhead. And what we have, and we will talk a little bit more specifically about Park Lane, but I just want to explain the fact that when I came here 15 years ago, Park Lane is the only company in direct sales that recognizes experience and brings
Right.
you in at a title and a pay level that recognizes those, that 12 years I put in another company where I did so well. They know that's a talent. They know that it's a certain skill base. You had it too. How long were you with your other company?
23 years.
Oh, 23 years. Yeah. So there
Yeah.
are a lot of really, really talented people in the area of direct sales here at Park Lane, because they hire us over and we don't have
Yeah.
to start all over. So if there's anybody in the audience or
Yeah.
listening and you have direct sales experience, or you know someone who does, doesn't
Right.
even mean they need to be currently working with another company. But if they have, it's worth giving them our information and letting us take a look, because for a lot of people, it's the thought of just starting all over that keeps them away from direct sales. So we do have a special program here that's pretty cool.
Yeah, request an interview. I mean, quite honestly, I always attribute it to a bank. You know, you go into a bank, you start as a teller, you work your way up to a general
Yes.
manager of the bank, right? I've
Yeah.
always said this. Now, as banks get taken over all the time. So my bank gets bought out. I'm the manager of the bank. I'm not going to go to another bank and work as a teller. I've done that already. I'm going to come in
Right.
at the level, and that's what we do here. And I've always found that to be fascinating. So
That's a really good way to put it too. Oh, it
yeah, I've
was a
always used
difference
that.
maker to me. I knew my other company
Absolutely.
was in trouble. I saw all the signs, and I probably would have left direct sales totally if I hadn't realized, oh my gosh, this is
Same.
really cool. Yeah.
Same. And you know what? And I would have regretted that decision because this is the only place where you can literally just really thrive. You really can. You gain so much knowledge. You
Oh,
have we have a family of people around us that build us up. I
oh
mean,
my
there's just so
gosh.
many
And
things you don't get when you work for
week
somebody.
after week, when we get on these calls, we chat, everybody. Janine and I chat and catch up a little bit before we
Yeah,
start
we
the
do.
actual call. We get on early, and we have every week we have things to talk about that we've been through or going through in our personal lives with our families, whatever. You know, it might be that, oh, I needed to take my mom out. She hasn't been out in a week because it's so hot, you know, that kind of thing. And it's like, I can't tell you, like right now, my grandson's here. He's in the background. We went and played miniature golf. We're having a great time. I can't tell you how grateful I am as in the sandwich generation. I have kids, I have grandchildren, I have an elderly mother. I'm able, goodness knows you have the same type of stuff. We're able to do everything we need to be. And when direct sales, when they first even came up with the concept, one of the things that was so wonderful and why it was so appealing, especially to women at that time, is women, we have special roles in our life. We have hats that we wear that no one else can wear. And sometimes it is exhausting to try to do the whole 8 to 5 and be able to do all the things we need to do. I loved that I didn't have to give up any kind of income. I mean, more income than I would ever imagine, being
Right.
able to work around the schedule that I have. And that's what direct sales does for you. So often people will say to me, like, congratulations, you guys, for being on this call. I know you're like, well, whatever, I wanted free jewelry. But truly, 95% of the population is into what they call failure avoidance. Only 5% of the population will take a chance on something. And guess how many people are extremely successful? 5%. So just the fact that you're even willing to listen to what this could do for you, that is
Yeah.
an amazing, wonderful attribute of your personality. So congratulations.
I love that. Love that for us. And listen, since we were talking about this, if you could just put in the comments, if you are with another direct sales company or you've
Yeah.
ever had any direct sales experience or multi-level marketing experience or anything where you've built a team or you were part of a team, can you please put that in the comments? You don't need to say the company, just say what kind. Like Mary Grace
Yeah.
did candles, I did baskets. You can just write that.
Yeah.
So let us know. We're always interested in reading that. So Mary Grace, I love how you explained answer one.
Every
That
time
was
it's
great.
different. Yeah.
It is. It was really, really, really good this time. Really deep. So tell us all, where exactly does jewelry fit into all of this?
Yeah, because I mean, I think I should check this, but whatever, I'm real with you guys. The very first direct sales model, I believe, was Stanley Home Products back in the 1940s, something like that. And then other companies started to think, what a brilliant way to show a product, you know, or other entrepreneurs. And there's lots of different products that you can represent. There's lots of different products that are associated with direct sales. We were both in with other products. I think generally what happens is you kind of fall into what you're doing. I would say that's most of what I hear. So, like, I was at a party. I didn't know there was a job opportunity. They asked me if I'd be interested in selling candles. I said yes. And then there I was for 12 years with that company, which I loved. That was wonderful. But I hadn't done any like really smart comparing or anything. And if I
Right.
had, I would have gone with jewelry since the beginning because I've learned so much. And that is exactly how the Levine family, who started our company, they actually fell in love with the model first. They knew they wanted to do direct sales for a lot of different reasons. They have in other people's living rooms as their showroom. But really, in those times, Shirley Levine was such a what's the word I'm looking for? Not trendsetter, but
Oh, a visionary. She's a visionary.
visionary. Yeah.
Good.
And she wanted to be able to offer women an opportunity where they could make all kinds of money and do all kinds of wonderful things. So they knew they wanted direct sales, and they hired all these consultants, 3 of them, and they said, go out into the world, come back to us with your top 3 product recommendations,
Yeah,
and
I
be
love
prepared
this.
to defend your answers.
Yeah.
They were absolutely almost blown away when jewelry came back as number 1 all across the board, because that honestly was not something they were considering. They thought it'd be some kind of home product. All they
Home
knew about was
product.
like Stanley
Yeah.
Home Products or whatever. So when they said jewelry, they said, okay, defend your answers. And now we've lived it, right? I mean, first of all, you guys, I would never fib. I'm always going to be completely honest. But the things that just make sense now that I wasn't seeing because I wasn't investigating, and I was very loyal. But it's like, my goodness, like jewelry is the place to be in so many ways as far as, okay, market. Like it appeals
Yeah.
to everybody. Now you might be sitting there going, no, my mother doesn't like jewelry. No, but like when you look at jewelry overall, the market is not a certain age group. It's not a certain demographic. It's not a certain type of person. It's every type of person, is open to the idea of jewelry. It withstands the test of time. Like you don't want, I mean, if you're going to do a fad, yeah, you want to get in on the fad, but it's certainly not going to give you longevity, right?
Right.
Jewelry has been around since 150,000 years ago, and it is forecasted. In no time is it forecasted to ever end. But like the industry, $43 billion is
Yeah.
anticipated in the next. I can't remember exactly the time frame, but short enough that I'm in on it. Also, it's considered consumable, which was really important to me because obviously you use up candles. You use up candles, and I thought, oh, that's smart, because then you'll need more. You know, who knew that like things like warmers and reed diffusers and
All those things.
anyway,
Right.
yeah,
They take
and it was
over.
very
Yeah.
limiting. We sold very little in the summer. Okay, so jewelry is appealing all year long, every single season. It's definitely consumable because fashion is considered consumable because it changes with the seasons and the trends. I've just seen it, you guys. People do not say, oh, I have my one piece of jewelry, I'm done. No, that is
Right.
not how it works. It's a collectible, which is what was the appeal about the baskets and stuff, right? Like people
Yeah.
collect accessories, they collect jewelry. It becomes like something that people go in and look at and share with their relatives and stuff, and people put their names on it for later.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. And then from our vantage point, from the vantage point of the person that represents a jewelry line, how easy is it that like we wear our product and our customers wear our product, so we're
Right.
getting referrals, we're getting compliments, we're getting advertising out and about every single minute of every single day. And I hadn't mentioned this until recently. You're like, I never thought of that, but I remember when I first came here, I will admit to you guys, I was a performer. I had come up with quite a good little spiel over the candle thing, and people wanted to have a party because they thought that I did a good job with the
Fun.
candles.
Yeah. Mhm.
Jewelry, you put it out. No one cares what
So,
you say.
no, you just show
They
it.
are
People
playing
go,
in
oh
the
my God, that's
jewelry.
beautiful. Right.
Right away.
It's
They're
true.
playing in the jewelry. They know what to do with it. It's no special instructions about it or anything. It's a really very easy thing to show, and a very uplifting. Like studies have even shown that when you
Affirmation.
catch your reflection and you have jewelry on, or other people look at you and you have jewelry on, it literally raises serotonin levels. It's one of the number one compliment catchers. They're outfit makers. It's like you really can help people change a little bit and change their wardrobe budget and make just save money and look cuter. And I love absolutely every aspect of that. Very inexpensive to store, very easy to carry. 78% of my reps do strictly online. So if you're looking for that, that's amazing. The others about the others do both, and really
Yeah.
my favorite forum is still the in-home show.
Me too.
I
I love
love
them.
it. But it's so easy to carry, and I seriously had to get a hip replacement from what I used to carry. But with
You
the
always say that, but
jewelry,
it's true.
it's true. The jewelry, like over your shoulder and out to the car you go, and you have enough to sit at a happy hour and show everybody everything. So I was missing the boat when I wasn't looking at jewelry.
I'll tell you
Now
what,
I'm
if
on the
you're
boat.
looking for socialization in your life, this is the way to do it. I talk
Yes.
to so many empty nesters that don't know
Yes.
what to do. And I'm like,
Yes.
start selling jewelry. You can literally set up happy hours with
Yes.
the jewelry and with girls, and you get out. You make a little bit of money, you make people happy. It's a win-win situation. Again,
Yes.
you opened this answer with being open to opportunity. And that is being open to opportunity right there.
Yes. Hugely.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So you went over so much about why jewelry, which I love. So how specifically, like tell the fine folks how specifically like Park Lane, like why Park Lane jewelry then?
Okay, so two things I want to talk about. First is why Park Lane Jewelry, and then
Okay.
why Park Lane is a company.
Okay.
Okay, so Park Lane Jewelry, I did my company that I was with for 12 years was having issues. It was very apparent to someone at my level. I thought, okay, Mary Grace, you better get your act together and look for something else. And I was specifically looking at jewelry because I did my research. And I looked at other jewelry companies and I had people, it kind of felt like when I was, if I'd ever been that young person that all the guys were after, it felt like a lot of people were after me. It was a very good feeling. I chose Park Lane Jewelry. One reason was because of the jewelry. It's very high quality, beautiful jewelry. I didn't know a lot about jewelry, but people who knew jewelry were like absolutely gobsmacked by our jewelry. So that meant a lot to me. I got people's opinions like that. Also, it was the variety. I found that every other jewelry company that I looked at, they had a certain market. Now, remember, one reason I chose jewelry was the market. So I didn't want to limit the market by it in any way. So, like,
Right.
if someone doesn't like Swarovski crystals and that's what one jewelry company's main thing is, then you just lost those people, right? Or the variety. They might be like, well, I have a couple of those. I don't need more. I don't want to wear all crystals. So it seemed like it was either all, crystal, silver, pearls, charms. You guys all know what I'm talking about. So it was limiting. So I loved that we had the full service line. And since then, I've been proven correct in that assumption because so many people have said to me, my customers, like, you know what I love about Park Lane? You have something for everyone. Doesn't matter who I invite, there's something for everyone. And I go, yes. Now, as far as the company, now that, I mean, hands down, we are the richest. We are the company with the richest programs in the direct sales industry. Nobody can touch us. This is true. And it's
Yeah.
because, for many reasons, but the main one is because we've been around for 70 years. Longevity and proven success, cash rich, debt free. And okay, I love it as an employee because I know I'm going to get paid. But we also love it as a company because our the other people know they're going to get paid, meaning like the stone houses, the chain houses,
Right.
anybody that we want to do business with, they want to do business with us. So we get so many first chances at everything. So it's kind of like people are like, because we just have the cream of the crop kind of thing, which is
Right.
wonderful. Always adding new things, just everybody after us wanting our business. The 70 years thing we have lived through, truly, the company has lived through
A
every kind
lot.
of up and down. I personally, Janine personally, we lived through COVID with Park
Mhm.
Lane, and other companies were closing. Other companies were running scared. And
Yeah.
we were throwing more at people. We were like, oh my gosh, poor public. They're going through so much. They're stuck in their homes. Let's give them free shipping. Let's give them a
Yeah.
free gift. Let's do all these
Yeah.
wonderful things. So that was just so inspiring. And when we look at our programs, the first thing is the customer sale. So many people, when they interview for Park Lane, think, okay, now you meant to say that was the hostess program. If they know,
Right.
and I'm like, no, that's the everyday customer sale. Every single customer who ever buys from Park Lane gets an opportunity to buy 2 items at regular price, 4 items at half. The two regular price should be the least expensive. And they all go, okay, now this is brilliant on so many levels, not just because it's fun and people, get excited, but girls, especially girls, I don't mean to leave the guys out, but we are programmed to repeat a sale and to love a sale and to share a sale. So this is again free advertising marketing. Everybody's so proud to tell their friends about the Park Lane sale. Also, the customer feels like they are getting a value. Are they getting
Oh, yeah.
$5 jewelry? No. But when they divide the number of pieces that they get for the price they pay, are they getting
Mhm.
unbelievable deals and high quality jewelry with an unconditional guarantee? Yes. So that is amazing. Statistics show that the number one reason that people would want to share something with their friends is if they're getting a good deal. So this solves the hostess issue where the hostess wants to share it with her
Right.
friends. Okay. And our hostess program is more generous than any other direct sales hostess program. Seriously, where our average hostess is picking out $300 to $1,000, sometimes more, in free and discounted jewelry, sometimes when they only have a few people at their show, because it's based on a way that everybody can understand and can make happen. Okay, it's based on number of orders, not on how much someone spends. Okay, so
Right.
they love that. And then as you know, we build on these programs. So of course, the next program is the profit program, which is what pays us. And we all try to, be the nicest people in the world and say that we absolutely love this industry because of it gets us out and social and the tax write-offs are wonderful. But come on,
Yeah.
most times when you're looking for a side gig, it has to do with what you're getting paid, and you want to get paid the
Right.
most you can be paid for the time you're putting in. And here at Park Lane, we're the highest paid. People can't believe that we start the incoming beginner at 30%. That's really
Yeah.
not done. It's not. My last company was 20, I think,
25 hours. Yeah.
So we start people at 30%. And then when you're there and you've built a business like we have, 40 to 50% commission is what you can be, the level that you can be at and even start at if you have experience. And then that doesn't even take into consideration the percentages that we are able to be paid on the people we train. They're huge compared to other companies. And then they do other things in there, weekly bonuses, monthly bonuses,
Yep.
quarterly bonuses. It's ridiculous. And another part of our programs are the incentives. So they incentivize park laners are incentivized by what we also could earn while we're earning so much money every week. So we can also earn 1 or 2 trips every two. We can earn 2 trips a year,
Huge.
European
Yep.
or
Yep.
tropical. We can
Yep.
earn a Mercedes car payment, just a car payment too. We can earn up to $1,000 in free jewelry every single month. So somebody
Mhm.
figured it out for me the other day. I've earned it every month, 12 months, 15 years. How much jewelry is that? That's my jewelry. I can give it
Totally.
away. I can sell it
Yeah.
online. I can,
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want with it. I can,
Yeah.
make my customers happy with it, whatever I want with it. That's huge. And all of this we do, believe it or not, and are in business all these years. And we have never had a minimum that people have to do in order to keep their title or keep their pay. So I, for example, could have some kind of family crisis and have to step
Yep.
away for this business for however long. But when I came back ready to work, I would always have my title of executive company vice president, and I would always come right back to the pay that I have earned along the way. This is
Yeah.
absolutely huge. If you've been in direct sales before, I can see you through the camera. Your mouth is open, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's huge because
Yeah.
every other company has minimums that you have to do. And this little side gig that you took on for fun, all of a sudden you're stressing out over did I meet my goal? Did I do what I was supposed to do this month? Or did everybody else that works with me? And am I going to lose my title because of this? And it's so
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. And you know what? That's like the say it louder for the people in the back. No quotas, no minimums. Like end of story. When you come in as a stylist, no quotas, no
Yeah,
minimums.
you literally have nothing to lose. The person who takes the risk, the people who take the risk is Park Lane.
Park Lane.
Yes, they take the risk, not you. This is definitely worth a shot.
Tell us why now's a good time to join.
Okay, I will tell you why now. Okay, so why now is because we just unleashed a new line. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're just in the thick of it. People still seeing
Time was
all the
through.
new stuff for the first
Mhm.
time. We are in a summer. We are in a summer month where it's August and we're getting ready to transition into fall. And when people are any times at a cusp of like, remember the um consumable thing, whenever you're
Yeah.
like at a time when you're going to change outfits, change seasons and stuff, It's an amazing time to be in the fashion business. So everybody who just like got their summer, all finished and what they're wearing with their little sunglasses, they're now I must know what I'm going to wear with my cardigans. So it is a really fun time. And then we're coming into what we call the golden quarter, which is when most retailers have the most business, including us, because of all of the holidays coming up. So it's $129. And I know people wait for us to drop that. What do you get for that $129? First of all, do you think anybody can start a business for $129 in today's world? Okay, the answer is no. But Park Lane takes this huge risk too, because they say for $129, you go ahead and pick out $500 worth of free jewelry. Go ahead, just pick out $500 worth of jewelry. For $129, that's like unbelievable, you guys. And it's your jewelry. You picked it, you get to do with it whatever you want. We ask that you have a show. When you have this show, it could be online like this, it could be in person. Talk to the person who invited you. The possibilities are endless.
Right.
Whoever invited you is going to do this wonderful job on your show. But guess who's going to get the paycheck? You. Not the person that did the show. You new person, are going to get this paycheck on this show. And you also get to pick out the jewelry as a hostess. So when the show is concluded, you're going to have the $500 from your kit. You're going to have the hostess credit, which is generally anywhere from $300 to $1,000 and more jewelry. You're going to get a paycheck that most likely is going to range anywhere from $200 to $500. Okay. And then you're going to be able to look at the person who told you shouldn't try this and say, you tell me what I lost here.
Right.
And the $129 is a write-off because you started your own business. And the paycheck paid back the $129, probably not even due on your credit card yet. So this is why I say that Park Lane takes the risk, not you. Anyone who tries Park Lane leaves with more than they came with. Most people want to stay, but you're going to leave with more than you came with. So it is definitely worth, they just want you to see what you might be missing, and they want you to have the courage to try. So that's why now is the time to start.
I love that. And on the Google form, there is a question when you fill it out about asking if you're interested now or you want to be signed up now. And we just ask that, you click off that sign up now button, because all you have to do is say yes to doing a show to the person.
Yes.
Stylist that invited you here. Honestly, just do a party. It doesn't even have to be under the pretense that you're going to sign up. But just sign up now so he or she contacts you, right? Book your party, and then you make the decision. Would you like the benefits of having the party and just being the host, or would you like the benefits plus the paycheck?
I love to make people happy, and I can't tell you guys how happy you make someone. Like if you're like, now's not the right time for me, but I want to have a party, you will make the person who invited you so happy. And there's absolutely nothing to lose. There's just so much to gain. Nothing to lose, but a ton to gain by just giving it a go. At least the party. Absolutely.
Hey, everybody who's on right now, you're going to fill that Google form out, and then Mary Grace is going to pick a winner, and we will go ahead and advertise that in
Can't wait to see.
by Wednesday or Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us. Hop back on here next Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central to listen to us again, and maybe bring a friend or two. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.